Hey, good morning everybody. Back in the shop here on Saturday. We're going to finish up the Carl Speed Shop Sportster today. Last little bit of wiring, got to get hooked up, brake lines, get our foot controls all bolted back on, and a couple other pieces we pulled off to paint black during the week this week. So this bike will be complete and ready to come off the lift before we leave today. So thanks for being here as always, and we're going to get to work.
Alright guys, so we're going to start out today getting our left-hand foot peg mounted up. Got all our brackets that we've previously fabricated and everything got painted black, so ready to do our final install on this stuff. There we go, we got our left foot peg on, all our mounts, our shifter. Now we're going to hop up front, get our headlight mounting ears back on. Again, nothing crazy getting done today really, it's just all our finished final assembly of all of our fabricated parts that we had left to paint. Finishing up this last little bit of wiring here, terminating our ends and hooking up our coils now that our coil bracket is painted. Really just a simple situation. Our two signal wires from our electronic ignition plate and one switched power is all we have to hook up here. Got that all done, so we're going to go ahead and slide on our freshly painted battery cover. We've got the face cover as well as the top cover. Also after that we're going to go ahead and install the little, I don't know, triangular plate that is very common on this era Sportster. Used to cover up a bunch of electronics. Right now it doesn't really do anything but fill in a gap and make a finished look in our rear battery area. Alright, so we jumped over to the right side of the bike. We're going to reinstall our sprocket cover, bearing support plate, and then we got our brake master cylinder, all our brake pedal, brake linkage, and foot peg for this side. All previously fabricated parts from the previous episodes that are all now freshly painted and ready to install. Alright, so next up we're going to go ahead and get this points cover installed. Luckily enough, Tom had ordered a old Carl Speed Shop points cover for his bobber build, and being that he's dragging his feet a little bit, we went ahead and snatched it from him, at least temporarily. So got our inner points cover on. Now we're going to go ahead and pop this rear brake line on and just keep plugging away. So the throttle cable we bought for this bike was a little bit too long, so really I mainly needed the end that goes into the throttle housing. So we went ahead and cut this down, slid a new sleeve in, soldered an end on, and have a nice custom fit, perfect length throttle cable without any slack to get in the way and look ugly on the bike. Here you can see we're getting our Carl's points cover final installed. It's just a cool piece that I think needed to be on this bike, and I'm glad Tom decided to lend it to us. And by lend, I mean I stole it and he's never getting it back. And now we're over to the other side, get our front brake line installed. Just a standard -3 braided brake line, nothing too fancy about that. This bike had a really cool set of externally grounded spark plug wires on it when I got it. I wanted to keep those in place, but they were way too long. So we went ahead and cut the ends off of those and just shortened them up, installed some new crimped on ends and the rubber boots to seal up around the nipple of the coil. So this is really the last piece of electrical work on here. We're shortening up these plug wires and getting this thing near completion. And here we go. We're going to just zoom back and kind of give you an overall look at this bike with all the parts installed, all the covers, the battery covers, headlights on. I'm going to pop this camera loose here, swing around to the other side. It's jammed in this shop, so it's hard to move around, but got our foot pegs on, carb, throttle cable, everything. Bike is complete. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for joining us. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series on this bike. This bike will be making a trip over to the west coast of Florida for a show coming up here in a few weeks. It's an indoor show, so we're probably not going to have any fuel or anything in this bike before then. Once we finish that show, we'll go ahead and get it fueled up and fired up and put a few miles on it. As always, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys following along with us, and we hope to see you next time at Gatti's Garage.